In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create smooth page transitions using JavaScript. So here I got a basic HTML template, and right now there are two links on it, and they link to specific areas on the page right now. So this is no JavaScript whatsoever, this is basic HTML. And what we're going to create is something like this. We're on the first page right now, and if we go to the second page, we got a nice smooth transition. Please note this is still on the same HTML page, but I'm catching everything with JavaScript and then doing the animation over there. So if we go back to the first page, let me show you the HTML over here. So it's really basic HTML. We got a style sheet at the top, got a nav element with two links in it. Right now we got the first div and the second div. So let me show you the CSS real quick. It's really basic. The only thing important I'm doing over here is setting a margin at the top, setting everything in the middle, and providing a width, so it looks a little bit nicer. And, at the bottom we got a JavaScript file over here. And if you check it, it's empty, or almost empty. It's not doing anything right now because we're going to write that. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is create, for every page we want a class, a div, with a class called page. So they're all the same, all page. Next we're gonna do is hide all pages by default by using CSS. So if we go to page over here, we say display none. So if we go back to the HTML page, it's empty right now except for the nav. So all the pages got hidden. The next thing we're gonna do is create a current class. So the class we set it dynamically using JavaScript, but we set it on the first on init, and we do that so this one doesn't get hidden. It's also we do some animation with JavaScript, but if someone has disabled JavaScript, we still want it to work. So that this the current page is gonna take care of that. So say display block. Another thing I want to add is as you can see in the example, I'm fading it out and fading it in, so that's basically just changing the opacity. So when it's hidden, we want the opacity to be 0, and current we want it to be 1. So if we check it right now, we see the first page because it got class current, so this CSS is being executed. So the next thing we're gonna do, I think we're done over here. So we're gonna do the JavaScript. So let me see. What we want to do is we want to catch every time someone clicks over here. So we're gonna select this element first. Nav A. So all the links in nav. And now we're binding a click. We're binding a function to the click event. So every time someone clicks over here, we're gonna do something. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do some animation, and I always set some variables for like the speed, because I want all the animations to be at the same speed, and I don't want that number over everywhere. So speed is 200 right now. We can increase it or decrease it later on. Next thing we need to do is to store the thing we need to show, to fade in. So in the nav there are a bunch of links, and if the second link gets clicked, we want the second page to show. So we can just get the index of A in the A being clicked in nav. So we make a new var called I for index right now, and we say this, and this refers to A, and then index. And index is a jQuery function that returns the number, the child number of its parent it is in right now. So and then we're gonna fade the page current out. So we're gonna select it, page current, and we're gonna say animate, and animate. We just feed it CSS properties, and then it's gonna animate them based on their current properties. So we want to say the opacity to 0. It's 1 right now because it's current, and we want to set it to 0. And we want to say margin top to, let's see, it's 50 right now, and we want to fade it. If we check at the result, you can see it fades downwards, and right now it has margin top of 50 if we check the CSS. Margin top of 50, and we need to set it more than that, so let's say set it to 80 right now. Let's check if that works. Yeah, it fades out with a nice transition. Okay, we also want to give animate the speed which we defined ourselves. So this is the second parameter we can set. Okay, so now this animation works. But we also want to fade in the new link being clicked. The new page corresponding to the link being clicked. So we can put that below here, like an animate fade in, something like that. But then it happens at the same time as this one, and we don't want that. We want first to fade out and then to fade in. So we can give a third parameter right here. That's function, and it's callback function. So that means run it whenever you're done animating. The first thing we're gonna do now is remove the current class. So we say this. This is referring to the current whatever it is. So we say remove class current. We do this so we can set a new current. That's it for now. And now we're gonna select the element we're gonna fade in. We do this by saying page equals I. We have I over here. I is the element we want to fade in. So we got that now. Okay, and then we're gonna do the animation. So let's check how it looks again. As you can see, it first is the fade out, and when the fade in, it slides down and becomes visible at the same time. So to do that, we need a margin top less than 50 to set it to 50, because 50 is the standard that's defined in our CSS. So we're gonna do that here. So we say margin top comes, let's say like 30. That's less than 50. Then we're gonna do the animation. So animate. So we're gonna animate the opacity again. Opacity becomes 1, and margin top becomes 50. And we also want to add the class current to this because else it's not visible. So add class current. Let's see how that looks. Let's see, do I got everything? Yeah, I think so. So this is the page right now, and we got a nice slide animation. The last thing I want to do is make sure that if someone goes to the second page and bookmarks this URL, which is updated by the way when we click, they want to get page 2, not page 1. So basically we want some type of request parsing. It's really simple right now because we only have to check if the hash at the end of the URL is page 2, and if it is, redirect to page 2, else show the first page. It's really easy in code, so let me create something over here. If we say window.location.hash, we get the part behind the hash, so in page linking for example, and we can make this, we turn this into a variable, like so. And now we can check if the request is indeed hash page 2. Like so, and if it is, we're gonna remove the current class from the current class and add it to the second page element. So we say remove class current, and basically it's always the second page, and the second page is always right now, because this is a really simple example, is always this, because 0 is the first, so 1 is the second. And we want to add the class current over here. So and right now CSS takes care of the rest. We don't want any animation when the page loads. So so let's check it. So right now someone bookmarks page 2, and it's gonna refresh and sees the second page, and the first page works and the second page works. So yeah, so I made it a little bit more difficult on this, because we had like 6 options over here. So if I really quick show that code, how I did it over there. First I made an array with all the possible pages. Then I made a request just like I did before, but here I subtract the hash, so it looks a little bit cleaner. And over here I got a function that checks which page is requested, and then I map that to the number. So home is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and it returns the number it is. And if no match or home, because home doesn't have a hash on default, it returns 0, which is home. So that's how you can do it a little bit more advanced. But there you go.